Jump right into this and let's talk about the No Good Gofers challenge from last week. Now, before I talk about the challenge itself, I want to give you some context about the table, which I think is important to understanding all the other things that you'd want to know about it. So, No Good Gofers was designed by Pat Lawlor and released in 1997. But what you have to remember when you think about the Williams timeline is that Williams closed down its pinball division in 1999. So this table released 2 years prior to that. What you also want to understand is that by this time, Williams was already seeing a decline. When you think about all the success that Pat Lawlor had with the Addams Family and the Twilight Zone, Addams Family produced 20,000 units in production. Twilight Zone, I believe, was around 15,000. So it didn't do as well as Addams Family, but it did really well when you think about, production numbers. So at this time, and even before then, Williams was already in the decline. So I think, Pat Lawlor, Williams didn't want to shell out more money for another licensed theme because that's what you'd think they would have done, right? If you were working at Williams, if you were the CEO of Williams Pinball Division, and you saw the success that the Addams Family brought to the company and the Twilight Zone, why wouldn't you get another licensed theme and have Pat Lawlor do it? Which is the question that I kind of thinking about. And my thinking is this, the corporate at the top had already been seeing the decline of the pinball division. And so they probably didn't want to risk any more money or spend any more money on a licensed theme, because that's more expensive. And they probably already planned it out years in advance, kind of like, we're the pinball division's declining. We don't want to spend any more money on licensed themes, so let Pat Lawlor just do what he wants and kind of do what he was doing before, which is original themes, right? Like Whirlwind, like Earthshaker, and kind of try to, kind of even things out. And so, as you know, that didn't really work out too well for Williams. And so this table only produced 1,711 units. And, the standard, like what was a good production run would be like 3,000, a couple of years before. And the Addams Family table and the Twilight Zone were like astronomically outliers, right? That was not what was expected. 20,000 production run and then 15,000. And so this No Good Gofers didn't even get to 3,000. 3,000 units in total. So that's one of the reasons why it's kind of considered an underrated table. But I think the next thing that is what makes No Good Gofers kind of a table that went underrated was because of how it was designed. When new players play this table, they get it's one of those tables that feels really overwhelming at first. You kind of look at the table when you're playing it and you're like, wow, you can't even really see all the mechanics. It feels kind of obstructed, right? Because you have like these plexiglass, you have all these ramps, you have the springboard that props up. And so it's kind of like a really congested table. And then you put on top of that kind of a semi-complicated rule set. And very difficult at that. It's not an easy table. It's not like Attack from Mars, right? It's not like that. And I think that's what also kind of brings it down, is that the way it was designed and intended to be played was not really how players who were still playing pinball at this time, it wasn't really, meant for newer, players to pinball. But when you think about how it's played, like I did this week for the first time, I had played No Good Gofers for on and off for a couple of years, but I've never until this very week understood how it's meant to be played. And it's just meant to be played like you were playing a game of golf, right? A game of golf that has 18 holes, putting green, a fairway to drive the ball. And that's basically all you do. That's how simple this game is. But when you're playing it and you're not reading the rules, you get kind of confused, right? And so the thing I want you to remember when you play No Good Gofers is that the game is actually just played like golf, right? But a lot of people may not understand that at first because it's not really that intuitive. But when you understand that, okay, so you have the putting area, the putting green, which will be seen and indicated by a white blinking light. Once you complete the hole, you get a random wheel award. And those random wheel awards are really crucial to doing well on this table. Some of them can be quite lucrative. Some of them can give you a free lock. Some of them can relight the kickback. Some have a gopher mode, the gopher attack mode, which gives you 1 million for a gopher, which is how I did relatively well on the one ball challenge. But the bigger picture is that each time you complete a hole, you're going to wizard mode, which is the hole-in-one challenge after you complete 9 holes. And every time you complete a hole, not only are you getting a random wheel award, but you do get a bonus, right? So the end of ball bonus tallies up each hole you've completed. So this doesn't really matter for a one ball per se, even though it still adds up, how many holes you've completed. It's really crucial for like your standard classic mode. So that's one of the biggest issues I think I have with this table is that unless you read the rules or just know how it's meant to be played, you're kind of just going to be hitting the ball everywhere and hoping for a lot of points, right? Because, there are ways to lock the ball for multi-ball, but the multi-ball is not always the best option. Because the multi-ball, you have to use that extra third flipper and that to get the jackpot. And that jackpot shot is really tough. It's a staple Pat Lawlor design, just like in Funhouse, just like in Earthshaker and Whirlwind. That third flipper shot across the table with the cross ramp. So you'll have, you might try to get a multi-ball going and then you'll never get the jackpot. And you'll just have, a couple points, right? So that's what I think kind of where this table also goes a little in the wrong direction is that not only was Williams already on the decline, but just this table's kind of, in the way it was meant to be played is not how, it doesn't really, it's not really, new player friendly, so to speak. But something cool that I thought that this table, which is unfortunate, you gotta wonder if this table was a little more popular, is that this table has a lot of personality. You've got these two gophers that pop up from underneath the playfield, Bud and Buzz, and their callouts are really kind of ridiculous. You have one of them making fun of the other one. One of them's sort of like a slow guy, and the other one's like this wise crack. And at one point in the game, Bud says, "Oh, head to the cellar." And then Buzz, I think, says, "No, wrong game, idiot." And so it's just like there's all this personality. And so the cellar is referring to the Whirlwind table, also from Pat Lawlor. But that's pretty much the biggest things that I took from this table. You have to also kind of know some golf lingo, like par, because when you look at the DMD, you'll see like par 4, and you might not know what that means, but a par is the expected number of strokes it takes to complete a hole. And then terms like birdie is when you go 1 under par, and a bogey is when you go 1 over par, right? So there's these golf lingo terms that you're not expected to know. You don't have to know them, but I think you kind of, if you know what it means, it does help your enjoyment of the game. It makes me think about, kind of how good pinball is with golf themes and mini golf. You had Teed Off from Gottlieb. And I think there's not enough golfing themed tables when you come to think about it, right? But I think it makes the perfect kind of theme. When you have pinball and golf, or mini golf, it just makes so much sense, right? So, and you think about this table, it's got every Pat Lawlor staple design. It's got the extra third flipper. It's got the double in lane. It's got even a spinning disc like you had in Whirlwind. It's got, what else is that? It has the cross ramp jackpot shot. And yeah, it's just very much a Pat Lawlor table. But like I said in the beginning of the video, it's just unfortunate that at this time Williams was already in decline, and I don't think the corporate wanted to spend any money to do another licensed theme. But it makes me think, what if they did like a theme, like a licensed theme on Happy Gilmore? Think about how cool that could have been. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and now let's talk about the leaderboard here. All right, guys, let's take a look now at the leaderboard. We have first place Moonface Maddie with 15 million points. Congratulations to you, Moonface Maddie. I haven't seen you in a while, but you took the cake here. I was in first for a while, but I checked yesterday and Sanity Check was in first. So when I checked today to make the video, when I saw Moonface Maddie take first place, I was like, wow. And he not only came in first, but he got 15 million, so basically double our score. So congratulations to you, Moonface Maddie. I'm guessing that you got to the hole-in-one challenge, maybe got some hole-in-ones to get that score. So really cool. Glad to see you again in our tournament. Second place, we have Sanity Check 5 with 7,775,000. I came in third with 6 million. I was in first place for most of the week until you guys showed up. But my score, I got 6 million easily from the Gopher attack, where you hit the Gophers for 1 million. So that's how I got my score pretty fast. And in fourth place, we have Shiny with 6 million. In fifth place, we have my arch nemesis, King Balchi 99 with 6 million points. Who could not beat me this week? So I was ahead of the king. So I'll call myself king. King Newleaf, 80. We have Carpy Sun, level 100 with 5 million points. That's something that King Balchi was trying to get to. He's trying to get to level 100, and he's at level 99 now. So he's been playing a lot of pinball. So we'll see him at a level 100. We have Gap Vic in 7th place with 5,145,000 points. Congratulations to you, Gap Vic. We have 8th place UTD 4000 with 4 million points. In 9th place, Bad Jack Daniels with 4 million. And in 10th place, my friend Jabba with 4 million points. In 11th place, we have my arch nemesis number 2, Krobs, with 3 million points. And in 12th place, to run it off, we have Marcelino Turzo with 2 million points. So thank you to everyone who showed up and played in this week's tournament. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. And now we'll be playing a one-ball challenge on World Cup. We only have a few Williams tables left. I think it's World Cup, Fishtails, I think Safecracker. So I think it's just 3 tables. We've done all the rest of the tables, so yeah, only a few left. So this week will be a World Cup one-ball challenge. It's going to be a public one-ball unlimited attempts, 6 days as usual here. So public, one ball, unlimited players, unlimited attempts. Let's go here. So I've played this one in real life. It's at Mustang Sally's, but the machine is kind of it's pretty torn, used. So I don't know. It doesn't play that well. I mean, it's playable, but it's just kind of not like I thought it would be. So here's the ID, which will be in the description, and let's give this a go here. So I think the hardest thing about this table is like how to use the Magna save, because there's a Magna save on this table, and it's just like sometimes it feels just weird. But I love this, like, the goalie, like, mechanic there with the spinning soccer ball.
Skill.
Penalty kick. Shoot goal for 30 million. Oh, no. Okay, woo.
How did he make that save? Goal!
There we go.
Ultra goal. Spirit.
Spirit. So I have the Magna save. Oh, see, I didn't use it right. Oh my gosh. One more time here, because I have unlimited attempts, right? So. Let's play again here.
The players are taking the field.
Oh. Nope. 10 million.
Ultra reps.
Ultra reps. Sounds like an energy drink. Ultra reps.
Stamina.
Stamina.
Skill.
Skill. Oh, it's too late. I gotta figure out how to use this Magna save because I'm not making use of it, and I think that's an integral part of this table. Well, guys, thanks for watching this week's video. Hope you enjoyed this table, and I'll see if I can find some Easter eggs or some interesting things to say about this table during the week. So, till next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.